The next article I have for you, I've got a few from the New York Times. Don't freak out on me. The New York Times has some leftist leaning things, but that does not mean that everything they have is invalid. And this one is actually a little bit lighter. So the title, like I said, this is from the New York Times. The title is "A Deal on Drug Prices Undone by White House Insistence on, quote, Trump Cards." It's hilarious that that's quoted. Okay, so last week on Check This Out, I was talking about a prescription, an executive order on prescription drugs that the president signed, which would require that drug companies sell their drugs in America for the lowest price that they sell them anywhere else in the world. Basically, because the pharmaceutical companies price fix drugs for Americans because we have this ridiculous insurance system that will absorb those costs. So the executive order was intended to balance that out. So they can't have different prices for different countries, and the U.S. always gets shafted, which is what was happening. That executive order was a good thing. President Trump does not get an easy time on this show because by and large, he doesn't like the Constitution a lot, or at least acts like he doesn't. But that was a pretty good thing to happen. But that executive order, this story I just find funny. That executive order was signed and put into action because the drug companies could not negotiate something with the White House in the allotted amount of time. So the reason was because the White House required that drug companies send $100 gift cards to millions of seniors before the election. So basically, if the drug companies were going to keep their predatory pricing model, let's call it what it is predatory pricing. It is price fixing, and the American people and the American taxpayer pays for it. If they wanted to keep that, they would have to send gift cards to senior citizens, send $100 gift cards for their products to senior citizens. If that's not a way to buy the election, I don't know what is. That's hilarious. To me, that proves Trump doesn't care about the pharmaceutical pricing problem or system at all. He wanted somebody to extort to buy him more votes. And I don't really know how you could say anything otherwise from that conclusion. So this story, I think it's kind of funny. I don't care if the pharmaceutical cannot talk today. I don't care if the pharmaceutical industry gets shafted on their pricing or not, because they've been getting away with murder for years. They should not be able to charge Americans 100,000 times more than what they charge Nigerians. Okay. I understand some countries need lower prices because their healthcare system cannot afford the crazy cost of breakthrough medication. That doesn't mean that the U.S. needs to single-handedly subsidize everybody else in the world. Oh, and the CEO's jets. No.